All right, it's now my privilege to introduce Mrs. Tená Baker as our speaker today. Mrs. Baker is a 2006 alumna of Rappahannock High School and a graduate of Howard University. Upon receiving a Bachelor of Science in Biology, she began psychology research at Georgetown University, specifically focusing on culture, emotions, and academic achievement gaps. Simultaneously, she traveled around the world as a flight attendant, utilizing her access to study the belief and value systems of other societies. With this compilation of research and experience and a heart to empower young adults to believe in themselves beyond societal limitations, Tená began her own philanthropic work through her organization, Even Me Empowerment. Over the past few years, she has spoken to marginalized audiences at seminars, conferences, and community events, and has most recently written her first empowerment children's book to be published later this year. Immersed in her purpose, Tená considers herself a social justice activist and a change agent for future generations. Please join me in welcoming Mrs. Tená Baker.
Good morning. First, I would like to thank Dr. Smith, Mr. Ferguson, school board members, faculty, and staff assembled for having me. To the family, friends, and most importantly, to the graduating class of 2019, thank you for allowing me to pour into you today. I know many of you are anxious to walk across this stage and celebrate an amazing accomplishment. But let me provide you with one last lesson within these walls. 13 years ago, you and your parents were probably picking out your first cartoon backpack, complete with matching pencil case and lunchbox. You were soon to enter the wonderful world of kindergarten. You were just as anxious for that experience as you most likely are today. Were you really ready to separate? Probably not. But your parents will tell you childcare is expensive. And well, that was just the natural next step. And now here you are at those same crossroads again. Both of you are probably a little more ready to get rid of each other this time. Some of you have wished for this moment, even yelled about this moment. For others, you thought about yelling, but quickly decided it was a much better idea to just say it under your breath and keep walking in the other direction. Either way, today couldn't come soon enough. But now that it's here, it's a bit nerve-wracking. I remember that feeling, excitement and uncertainty all rolled up into one big knot in the pit of your stomach, celebrating with your besties and saying goodbye all at the same time. What you are feeling is freedom, the freedom to make choices and to choose your own path. And that freedom looks glamorous, but freedom is expensive. It will always cost you something. I speak to you from experience because while you were picking out the perfect sleeping bag for that nap time we all took for granted, I was sitting in the very position you were in now, dressed in cap and gown, praying I didn't trip in my heels, and daydreaming about the future approaching, only to be drowned out by the bullhorns and lingering choir of screams. And you know what? That's exactly how it should be. This is your moment to soak up the last bit of home before you go off into the real world and really get to understand the term adulting. I remember thinking how ready I was for the future. I had a plan. I was going to Howard University to major in biology, pre-med, and ultimately become a pediatrician. That had been my plan for years, and my village had adopted the plan as well. I put in the work, I prayed on it, so it was all just gonna work out on my schedule, right? I left for college the day after graduation. And even that was gonna be cool because I just knew my first day on campus, I would meet lifelong friends and the man of my dreams, all on the first day. But in my defense, that's what happens in every teenage romantic comedy, right? Spoiler alert, I didn't meet my husband my entire college career, and he was on campus the entire time. Also, 3 months before graduating, I realized I no longer had the passion for medical school. You can ask my mom how that went over. But the plan wasn't a complete fail. I found my purpose in between everything that wasn't in the plan. I realized I was meant to save young minds, and if I could do that, I could save their bodies an enormous amount of trauma. And as far as friends go, I built relationships with some of the most amazing people on the planet. Friends from different countries and continents, races, religions, and socioeconomic backgrounds. People who taught me about empathy and experiences I couldn't have even imagined in books. I learned to take the time to befriend someone that doesn't look like me, exchange thoughts and ideas, challenge everything I thought I knew. And do you know what I learned? At the end of the day, we all just want to be around good food and good people. And even beyond learning from others, this was the time I got to learn about me. You see, you are reaching a point in your life where everything around you is changing, and you feel the obligation to change too. Don't be afraid of that. For the past 18 years, you have been surrounded by a village of family, friends, and teachers providing you with direction and security. And now you have to create your own village, figuring out what works for you and what doesn't, what makes you a better person and what holds you back from your full potential. You see, I could give you the highlights of life. Instagram and Snapchat would have you to believe that for some, there are only perfect days, days of accomplishment and satisfaction. But I am here to tell you that life does not come with the same filters as social media. You will have nights of tears, frustration, disappointment, and just plain tiredness. But just like this village sitting all around you, you will learn how to get up, wipe your tears, affirm yourself, put your game face on, and still chase your dreams. So breathe, soak in this moment. After today, the training wheels come off, and you, my friend, are grown. But remember, you are prepared and ready to level up. Don't take my word for it. Check your own record. Today, I am standing in front of students who have put in the work throughout their entire high school career and have earned titles as state champion softball and baseball teams, beta state champions, regional and district award-winning tennis, soccer and tennis, and track and field teams. You have already proven you have what it takes. Many of you have earned scholarships and given back to your communities, been granted access to apprenticeships and Ivy League institutions. So believe in yourself. Believe you deserve to be in the room, whether you are a freshman all over again or a newbie at the job. In a world full of no's, figure out where your yeses are. And not the easy yeses that come with little time and effort, but the ones that test every fiber of your being. You are worthy. You are capable. You fit in this world, and now you just have to figure out where. So even though your title has now changed to graduate, remain a student. Challenge yourself. In a world that can be chaotic and distracting, remember who you are. Remember the morals and values you have been taught. Stand up for truth in the face of injustice. Leave your mark. You have made it here today because someone believes in you, in the power you have to change the world. So dream big, focus small, and execute the plan. And in the words of the late legend and community activist Nipsey Hussle, the game is gonna test you, never fold. Stay 10 toes down, it's not on you, it's in you. And what's in you, they can't take away. Class of 2019, congratulations, and welcome to the real world.
Thank you, Ms. Baker, for your words. They were very inspiring. Grads, I hope you listened to what she said. Ms. Baker, we'd like to present you with a plaque of appreciation from the RHS family.